For thousands of Austinites of all ages, food insecurity is a reality they face every single day.
They simply don't know where their next meal will come from. Tonight, KVUE's Fort Sanders spoke with local advocacy groups who hope to change that.
Some 15% of Austinites are food insecure. That's about 200,000 people, according to the city of Austin. And the problem doesn't end there. Food deserts are also a problem in our region, where grocery stores aren't around to help families find what they need.
120-ish waters in here. I make these menstrual kits, so they've got tampons, pads, wipes, that sort of thing in them.
Bicycles filled to the brim with food, clothes, and necessities.
And I also have a bunch of individually packed dog food that we pass out to all the pups that we see.
It's all a part of Kelly Worm's mission to tackle food insecurity.
We've distributed thousands of meals at this point.
He started Austin Bicycle Meals 2 years ago after moving from LA, where he was a part of something similar, loading up bags of meals for those in need.
We'll have anywhere from, I'd say, about 4 to 10 plus volunteers, depending on who's joining us that day.
For unhoused people across the city, it's a major help, but they're not alone in facing food insecurity.
If you want to think numbers, that's almost 200,000 people. And of those 200,000 people, about a third of those are children. It means that they don't know where their next meal is going to come from, or their next meal is not going to necessarily be very nutritious.
Lisa Barden is the executive director for Keep Austin Fed.
Our mission is to reduce hunger and help the environment by connecting surplus food with people in need.
The nonprofit teams up with local grocery stores to prep and deliver food.
Every morning we have volunteers come out here and they sort through the food.
She says food insecurity rates started to decrease right before the pandemic, but now
we're faced with inflation of grocery prices and the end of all those pandemic era benefits. And so people are getting hit with sort of the double whammy.
Keep Austin Fed has a cooler set up in the city.
We purchased it and installed it. We built it ourselves, actually, last September.
But she says coolers can't compare to an actual grocery store, which areas like Dell Valley lack.
There aren't even a lot of social services out in Dell Valley, and so we can't even have a lot of partners out there.
Dell Valley is considered a food desert, which the National Institutes of Health describe as neighborhoods and communities that have limited access to affordable and nutritious foods. It's an issue Councilmember Vanessa Fuentes says she won't stay quiet about.
We have families relying on convenience stores right now, and we are a prosperous city, one of the wealthiest cities in America.
She recently wrote a letter to HEB pressing the CEO about why the company has been sitting on property in Dell Valley since 2016 without building a store. In a statement, an HEB spokesperson told KVUE News, as we review our long-term planning options, it often makes sense to purchase property well in advance of our current real estate needs.
Why do we have to wait? What does that say to us as a city if we're saying wait until you get the numbers, people move in, and then you'll get the infrastructure that you deserve? And that is backward.
With a community of around 79,000 people and no big grocery store in Dell Valley, other organizations are stepping in, like No Kid Hungry Texas.
So my name is Mia Medina.
Mia Medina with the campaign says food insecurity is a problem statewide.
Texas has the second highest level of overall food insecurity in the nation. And Feeding America actually estimates that food insecurity affects about 1 in 6 kids in Texas.
The nonprofit works closely with schools to keep kids fed.
We know that the school is often providing the most nutritious, balanced, and often the most consistent meals for children because they're there, they're there Monday through Friday.
One of the big ways to do this comes from their advocacy work with lawmakers.
About 70,000 kids across the state will have access to a free school breakfast every single school day for the next 2 years.
She, along with others, say a small gesture here and there can make all the difference.
Hey, you got a little extra food or you're at a restaurant, maybe order an extra plate. If you see somebody, give it to them. There's nothing better than just giving somebody food who's in need.
It's groups like these all working together in their fight, to end food insecurity. These groups are all truly working hard. Unfortunately, just last night, one of the Keep Austin Fed coolers was broken into. This comes right before the holidays, when a demand for food is even greater. So if you'd like to help this organization or the others we featured, you can find more information with this story on KVUE.com. In the studio.